If installing the 6 hottest productivity apps on the market could solve all your work problems, then everyone obsessed with tools should already be a billionaire. But most people still wake up every day, stare at screens full of progress bars and red notification dots, and feel utterly exhausted. If you think productivity is about downloading the perfect app and hammering away at your keyboard, it's not. Productivity is a system, and tools are just the gears inside that system. All productivity tools can be divided into 6 distinct categories. Each plays a specific role with no overlap, just like the different stages your brain cycles through at night. Some are light, some are deep, some are even a little dangerous. So instead of chasing tools, let's walk through how this system actually works. It all begins with simply getting things out of your head. This is the lightest stage, the shallow drift zone of the brain. Think of Apple Reminders, Todoist, or Microsoft To Do. At this stage, you're not thinking deeply, you're just capturing whatever floats through your mind. Buy milk. Reply to emails. Get the boss to sign something at 3 p.m. Your fingers move quickly, dumping everything into an inbox. That's enough. Your brain relaxes almost instantly. Your heartbeat slows because you know these tasks are now safely stored outside your head. These tools are incredibly cheap, often free, or just the cost of a cup of coffee, and their ROI is massive. Without them, even basic life starts to fall apart. But there's a limit. Stay in this stage too long and things begin to break. Try managing a complex project with nothing but a checklist and your system will collapse. It's like drifting into sleep and suddenly missing a step. You feel that sharp drop because your brain is drowning in unstructured fragments. To handle complexity, you need something more stable. Once captured, information needs a place to live and take shape. This is where your external memory comes in. Tools like Evernote, Apple Notes, or Bear, now you're not just dumping thoughts, you're organizing them. You clip articles, you scan receipts, you expand ideas into paragraphs. These tools act like a shield for your attention. Anything non-essential gets stored away, allowing your mind to stay focused. They cost a bit more, usually $30, $60 per year, but the return is still excellent. They function as a second brain. But here's where things quietly go wrong. When people feel overwhelmed, they start hoarding information. Hundreds of articles, dozens of links, endless notes. You look at a full sidebar and feel productive, but you're not. You're just pretending to work, because this stage is only preparation. To actually produce something, you need to remove distractions. Before you can create, you have to protect your attention. This is where isolation tools come in. Pomodoro timers, Forest, blockers like Freedom. They don't help you write or organize anything. They do one thing, cut you off from noise. Your screen dims, your apps lock, your brain is forced to slow down. These tools are often free, but their value is enormous. Even 30 extra minutes of true focus per day can change everything, but they can also backfire. You start a 25-minute timer and just sit there, staring, frozen, avoiding the real work. This is passive procrastination, because removing distractions doesn't mean you're creating anything. Real creation requires something deeper. When focus is secured, the real work begins, and it gets heavy. This is the deep reconstruction phase. Tools like Notion, Obsidian, and Roam Research. Here, tools stop being simple. They become systems, databases, linked ideas, structured workflows. You turn scattered notes into knowledge. You turn vague ideas into full-scale projects. It feels powerful. But there's a hidden cost. These tools are often free financially, but extremely expensive mentally. Enter at the wrong time, and you fall into a trap. Productivity porn. You spend hours tweaking layouts, refining queries, building perfect dashboards. You feel busy, but your brain is lying. You're maintaining tools, not doing real work. By the time you actually need to produce something, you're drained. Once systems are built, the next step is making them run on their own. This is automation, the hidden nervous system. Tools like Zapier, Make, and Apple Shortcuts. An email arrives, it gets captured, sent to your system, triggers a notification. Everything connects in the background. This stage is expensive, sometimes $50 to $100 per month. But if it saves you dozens of hours, it's worth it. Still, the risk is real. One small mistake can cascade. Hundreds of emails sent by accident, private data exposed, entire workflows breaking overnight. Automation amplifies everything, including errors. And finally, we reach the stage where you barely do at all. This is the AI layer, the dream state. Tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and generative AI. You don't build or organize anymore. You prompt, and suddenly, an article appears. Code is generated. Images are created. It feels like dreaming while producing. For around 20 months, you're buying something unprecedented, cheap intelligence. But this comes with a cost. Rely on it too much and you stop thinking. AI can hallucinate. It can fabricate details. If you blindly trust it, a single mistake could cost you your job. Worse, your brain adapts. Outsource thinking long enough, and your ability to think deeply starts to fade. So what does all of this actually mean? From capturing, organizing, focusing, building, automating, outsourcing, productivity isn't a straight line. It's a cycle. But modern life keeps breaking that cycle. Social media constantly pushes new tools. Today it's Notion, tomorrow it's something else, so you keep switching. And every switch is like being woken up mid-sleep. You never reach depth. You never produce real value. Over time, this creates tool fatigue. Your output slows. Your mood worsens. Anxiety builds. You start thinking the problem is you. But it's not. Your system is broken. Some of the most effective people run massive operations with nothing more than pen, paper, and a simple calendar. Meanwhile, you have 20 apps and still feel overwhelmed. Why? Because tools aren't magic. They don't do the work. They only shape how you process information. The real hardware is your brain. So the real question isn't, what's the best app? It's this: when you turn everything off, no tutorials, no internet, and you sit alone, staring at that blinking cursor, what are you actually going to do?